Hey guys, welcome to the Sapphire Achilles podcast, the Achilles heel. We are here with the wonderful guest. He is so excited to be here, can't you see?
Jumping out my seat. That's good.
And yeah, let's get straight into it. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great.
I appreciate you having me.
Of course. The sun is shining.
Yeah, we in Miami.
So was your smile.
Fort Lauderdale to be exact.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
exactly. I just want to give a quick shout out to Leo Clamaco for letting us use Forge Studio. It's a beautiful place. And let's get into it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I want to dive deep into what we were talking about earlier. Kind of run it back into, the struggles and the dynamics of this dating pool today. And I know we were discussing some of the loopholes that we have to get into now, because a lot of people, since, the baby mama culture is so high, since divorce rates are so high, a lot of us have been led into a space where we have to include single parents into the aspect. I just kind of want to know and have a conversation with you about the different things, the different struggles, pros and cons that we deal with.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, as a person who's a little bit, I guess, older, I'm 38, and I've dated a lot of women. I've dated, a few single moms as well, too. No shade to the single moms or whatever, but just me as a man the type of person that I am, a person who does not have kids. Unfortunately, there's just a big gap. Like, the women, like I always say that average women do not want average men.
Yeah. Usually
when it comes to hypergamy, which is either dating across or up, women want those type of caliber of men, And listen, it's in their DNA. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But I've always said that depending on the type of men that you want, are you the type of woman that a man that you want wants in you?
Okay.
So with that being said, if you are a person who has kids, a mom who has kids, or a woman has kids, doesn't really take care of herself and have like multiple baby fathers, maybe even one or whatever, usually that type of higher caliber man that you want, those men doesn't necessarily want that. And there's just a lot of, there's in my opinion, in my perspective, there's a lot of cons versus pros for a single man to deal with a woman who has kids. So, number one, you're never, ever going to be first. You're probably never, ever going to be a priority.
As the man.
Yes. Okay. As far as like the woman putting you as a priority, if that makes sense. In the hierarchy, especially in the biblical hierarchy, it's always God, man, woman, child. That's the way it is. God, you pray to God, God reports to you, the man reports to the woman reports to the child. If a child that is there that is not yours, what happens is that child becomes more of a priority, maybe even above you, not over God, but then it would be like God, the child, the woman, and then you.
Yeah.
And that is just a complete disassorts as far as like, if that's a word, disordered, I should say, and just a very, very confusing type of dynamic that you would want, because when it comes to making decisions, you're not the only one that's actually making a decision. That woman will probably have to actually confide into the child's father as well, if the child's father isn't necessarily going to be there. This whole entire notion of like fathers are not present as far as in the black household, that is a fucking lie. Fathers, black fathers, they may not necessarily be in the household, but they are present. They are available. They're actually present in most of the children's lives, where we're actually the most present within the groups of the families. So we need to like stop that lies right there. So just being able to like just build a family and then build a kind of like outside family with kids that's not yours, At times you may not necessarily be appreciated. You can do everything in the world that you can do, but then all of a sudden that child, rightfully so, can be like, you are not my father. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yo, you got to take it on the chin and then you got to move forward. Now, if the child is also a daughter, that can actually have problems to begin with as well, too.
Yeah.
Because for me, I believe in disciplining my kids and hitting my kids. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all soft motherfuckers say. I am going to do that. You spare the rod, you spoil the child. You spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Right.
So with that being said, especially with a daughter is a little bit more sensitive when it comes to those type of dynamics and those type of situations. So if the daughter is not yours, I've heard so many times, this never happened to me, but like I've heard so many times where like the dude is like dating the single mom and then she has a daughter and they've been rocking for a little bit and the daughter does something and then the father at the time, whatever, or the father figure wants to discipline the child. And then it's like, oh, mommy, he hit me or he touched me a certain way. After that, it's all over. Like you can't do nothing about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's just so many problems, man, honestly, that is just really presented. And also too, on top of that, especially as a man, you are presented as you have the burden of performance.
Yeah.
You have the burden of performance regardless whenever you get into a woman's life or the woman gets into your life, because like even if it's like 70-60 or 50-50, whatever it is like as a man, like, you got to be able to provide and protect and do what you got to do. But then if you're dating a single mom that has a kid, that comes in a package. So automatically as men, we want to take care of those kids because that's just in our nature to just take care of things. So it's like, it's two for the price of one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or if one for the price of two. Or one for the price of two.
If it's one kid.
If it's just one kid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, there's also some people like Anton Daniels, shout outs to him. I follow him. Great. I'm a, big supporter. He says that, like the mother, everybody should just go back to their baby father or their baby mother and just build like that.
I actually heard somewhere that quite alarming amount of women actually still let their baby father smash.
Okay, so now let's get into it. So if I have a rule that I most likely no, it's just not worth it. If I would happen to hypothetically deal with someone who has a kid, if that child is under 5 years old, that nigga can spin the block.
Yeah.
He's probably already still hitting already. Oh, absolutely. Like, you just had a sentient being just come out of your womb and like within 5 years, whatever, shit's still fresh. They may go back and forth. So it's like why as a man or just anybody, why would you necessarily want to do that? Now I will say I'm gonna be a little controversial here. I do think that it's actually a lot better for a woman to deal with a man with kids than a man to deal with a woman with kids.
How so?
The reason why is because the man that already has a kid, it takes a lot of vetting, or it should take a lot of vetting for the woman to even vet that man to basically grant the greatest gift of life, a greatest gift you can give in earth, which is basically giving you a child. So if that's the case, as a woman, you're like, you know what? Another woman granted that man the ultimate prize or the ultimate reward. That man must be of value. If you're doing it the way that it's supposed to be, not out here fucking and sucking and just having kids and going crazy, if you're actually vetting the man, if you're vetting the man and everything's good, like you guys should not be divorced or you guys not should be separated anyway, but shit does happen, right? So if that's the case, then it should be a plus that the woman sees in the man of like, you know what? Somebody else gave him that child, because at the end of the day is like, women want, oh man, this is crazy, but well, not crazy, but like women, you like pre-selection is a real thing. You know what pre-selection is? Whereas like women want men that other women want.
Okay.
This whole thing, and I truly believe that I never ever worry about what women say. I worry about what they do and also what they respond to.
Yeah.
Women can be also like, nah, I want the man all to myself and this and that, and nobody can have her. He can't have no bitches, no side. Listen, the most men that have all the side B's and the side women, those like that type of like men, those are the type of men that most women want. And they will never freaking admit it. But what they do and what they respond to and how their actions play it upon themselves.
Yeah, you do see that a lot in especially like mainstream media and entertainment. You see that a lot because I don't know, I've just seen so many situations where just like so many moms and they just keep going. They just keep going. There's no stopping it for sure. But
and then most like women that have kids with men are usually the same men.
Yeah.
Like most, especially black men, like most men don't have kids out of wedlock. The women, the children that are being produced or being, created are usually with other men that have 2, 3, 4 baby mamas or child's mamas. It's never ever new men. Well, it is obviously, but not always, I should say.
Okay. Let me go to this question board.
Yeah, I know. I said a lot.
No, you're good. Okay. I want to know. I actually wanted to ask Leo this question, but it's okay. I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
I want to know how much of it is our responsibility to reassure someone about their role and our value in our life and their value in our life.
How much of a responsibility is it on women?
On either party. How much is it of a responsibility for me to reassure you about your value to my life?
That's a very complex and very thought out question. So I don't know why I want to say 0.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, like how I present myself, like I'm responsible for my own actions, if that makes sense. So you said value, you said? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Read the question one more time.
Okay.
And then I got you.
I want to know how much of it is it our responsibility to reassure someone about their role and their value in our life?
The only person that should be actually responsible in your role is the people who actually raise you.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so you wouldn't think that like that reassurance or appreciation that people desire would be a part of that?
Well, if you actually put it that way, then I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think a main part that we want in our relationship is to feel valued, especially men. You guys like to feel appreciated.
Okay. Yeah, we do. I mean, okay, this is what I will say. Yeah, now I'm understanding what you're saying. So like for me, me working hard, me kind of doing a lot of things, like I'm single, but like, let's just say if like I was dating somebody, just the notion of like just somebody saying thank you to me. Oh, it goes to friggin' the Atlantic Ocean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it does, like just the level of appreciation. So I guess definitely the reaffirming of, I would say this, the reaffirming of appreciation that a woman needs to put into a man is like, that's literally the essence or one of the components of what femininity does to our masculinity.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. The one thing that we cannot stand is an unappreciated woman. Is someone who just take and just expects and puts their hand out.
Yeah.
Without even trying to like pull like their hand closer. Like they're like this and I'm way over there. Like, nah, motherfucker, you need to come over here and give me this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, bro, like what? No, we're not doing that. Like I've always said at the end of the day, like especially with women, when it comes to the dynamic, I don't care if you meet me halfway. I need you to meet me.
Yeah.
So what that means is that, and I think that's like literally like this, the misconception and the misinterpretation of like what men want as far as being appreciated. No, we're not sassy motherfuckers. No, we're not out here. We don't want flowers. We don't want to be taken out on dates and all that stuff. Not initially as well too. But what we do want after the 5th, 6th, 7th, or even 8th time of you of us taking care of you, or like go taking you out to eat or taking you out to dinner, like, yo, like, you know, buy something, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, love, like, I appreciate you. I know it's a hard day. Here's $25. Go get yourself some matcha coffee or whatever, or some protein, you know, when you go to the gym. Yeah. That goes so far along with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care. We like, if we spend $500 on you in 6 months or maybe 4 months, whatever, we're not looking for you to spend the $500. Yeah. We as men, and I know I'm kind of going off a little tangents. I'm very sorry. We as men, all right, as masculine, like masculine men, we want the. Can you do that again?
See,
I said, oh, okay, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want the equivalent, but not the masculine equivalent. We want the feminine equivalent to what that looks like as far as appreciation and also reciprocation. That's what we want. We don't want, we take you out, we spend you $1,000, then you have to spend $1,000. We spent this on you, now you have to spend the equivalent. No. Like, and that's something that you got to figure out as a woman. What is the feminine equivalent that can balance out our masculine so we can feel appreciated in either a dynamic or situationship or relationship or marriage?
Yeah. I think that goes hand in hand with like what you respond to as well. I think there's a lot of ways that you can tell if a man appreciates what you do and things like that. So just learning how to do that. And
you know how? You know how you do? Because we keep on giving more to you.
Yeah. Y'all
like, yo.
Happy.
No, for real.
When you see that little boy inside of that man,
for real.
that's how you know you happy.
Can I make it personal real quick?
Yeah.
Like, yo, straight example, okay? I'm not saying it was anything, but like, just like, yo, like we went out to eat beforehand, right?
Yeah.
We did that, like, we went to AMSO. Shout out to AMSO, American Social, Fort Lauderdale. I spent, which I wanted to, you know, take you out, whatever, right? I spent like $85, right? I'm only saying the $85. People like, oh, why are you clocking and all that shit and also docking? I know how these people are. No, I'm not saying that. You need to fucking listen. So I spent $85, right? I happily spent it, right? Because I wanted the vibe and everything else too. We doing content, we working, you know what I'm saying? We doing our thing, right? We're gonna eat beforehand. And then afterwards, I said, yo, let's go to, it wasn't even your idea. We went to go get some yogurt, right? And you spent $25. Listen, you want the perfect example, women, on how to get men? Look at her. Like, for real. No, that you don't know how appreciative, not only from just from a human being standpoint, that I was like, yo, like that was amazing. But then that right there is just going to put me in a space of like, all right, this woman right here is a woman that knows how to reciprocate and knows how to show love and appreciation. I got no problem going to bat for her. I got no problem doing this. I got no problem doing that. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, I would say modern women, I won't say all women, modern women in these day and ages would never even dream on thinking about doing that. Not even fucking close. I know women that are older than you, not even that much older, maybe 24, 25. Never. Ever. Oh, ever? What? Why? Ever? Yes. Facts. No, for real.
That's crazy.
Because they feel like, you know, they're the ones and we gotta like swoo them and all that stuff. Nah, man. Especially when we find out we're not being appreciated, that shit, that well is gonna be dried up real quick.
Dang. Do you think that it's possible for there to be a respectful, successful relationship when a woman ends up making more than a man financially? No?
Nope.
You're quick as hell to say that. Not ever?
So I can't say never. I can never say never, but I would literally say 99.99% of the times, hell no. First of all, I would never, and I said this plenty of times, I'll never ever date a woman that makes more money than me.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna talk about biology, okay? So, or just like biological traits and just how women are versus men are. Like, we are put on this earth as men to take care, protect, provide guidance and all that. Whenever this whole thing about like, oh, when men make a lot of money and then they get a woman and then like they are able to control them and manipulate them and all that. Like, you've heard those type of sentiments before, right? So number one, that's only coming from a place of a patriarchal standpoint that is coming from a stance of corruption. The patriarchy is actually a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
The patriarchy is only wonderful if it actually comes from competence, not corruption.
Yeah.
So with women always would want to make sure that they actually are dating somebody across or up. If they are dating somebody that they're actually looking below and they're making more money, especially when they start to have kids, they're going to start to resent them. Whereas like, yo, like, I'm not going to be in a space for me to feel comfortable in order to do X, Y, Z, because I want my man. Cause like women want men who are stronger, faster, smarter, make more money. And I'm not saying that if it's like a small percentage of time that it can't work out, but I'm talking about the times where like, if like indefinitely the woman's going to make more money than the man. Yeah. Because money comes with power, and then power comes with respect. And I, as a man, I don't really necessarily care about your love. It's not really my priority. It's not my priority to care about that. Maybe that's like second or third. The number one thing for me is to get your respect. If I have your respect as a woman, then we gonna be good. Even, I don't really fuck with them as much. The Obamas, right? Don't really like them at all. But as far as like their dynamic, Michelle Obama hated this man, did not love him for 10 years, but still respected him. Because, like, you know what? That's my man. That's my husband. I don't like you right now. You pissing me the fuck off. I may not like you. I may not even love you right now. I might not even be in love with you, but I respect you. You're my husband. I'm gonna rock with you. Yeah. So respect is definitely very, very important within the dynamics of also making money. And yeah, it's because then what happens is that if the woman makes more money, then respect goes out the window. And then at times, then the woman's like, okay, wait a minute. Like, this man is not really doing anything. He's not even really ambitious. Yeah, I'm making money now, but I don't want to be making more money, especially when we start having kids. Then it's like, you know what? I could probably do better now. And then y'all just go to the next man.
Damn.
I know we talking heat right now.
I know, right?
Heat.
How important is it that you should defend your partner in public or in private? Should they be able to defend themselves, or should you step in?
Talking about from physically? Or just in general? What?
I think in general.
In general? So you talking about from like a social standpoint?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like, okay. So you talking about like if a man comes in and like tries to like holler at her? Are you talking like that type of thing?
Sure. Let's start with that. Let's start with that.
So okay. This podcast is gonna get me a lot of trouble, but I don't care. So I truly believe that truly feminine women are so precious and they need to be just like, you know, protected at all times. But then at the same time, you guys have no idea what violence really looks like and what violence really is. I think women have no fucking clue. So with that being said, like this whole thing about like being protected or like, you know, or if a man like disrespects me or whatever, or tries to talk to me, like I need to step in and be rah, rah, rah. No, because guess what? Then I'm gonna be in a line of defense of something that you probably either did or maybe you could have de-escalated. And then now like I have to fight this dude and maybe even be dead or maybe go to jail. Like women don't even fucking think about that shit at all. Like women have like always been in this one lane threat of violence all the time. Between me and you, there's always going to be a one way threat of violence where like you can impose violence on me, and I most likely won't necessarily do anything about it, if that makes sense. Unless if like you have a knife or something and like, you know, you're about to literally like kill me. You know what I'm saying? These two gentlemen right here, Leo and Max, there's always going to be a level, and then agree with me on this, guys, a level of respect when it comes to us men. It's two ways. The level threat of violence is two ways between us. Because if we talking, right, he could say something wrong to me and I could say something wrong to him. And then it's like, yo, you know what? Nah, we're not going to be talking. We can step outside right now. We can fucking handle the shit and handle shit like fucking men. Yeah. Y'all don't understand that shit because it's a one-way level threat of violence. So so to wrap up and then also to talk about what you're saying, I personally think that when it comes to just protection, yes, like I should always be there to make sure that you're in the inside of the road. I'm always opening the doors, just making sure that my back is towards the wall as far as like looking, like purveying the areas, whatever. But if there's going to be levels of you handling things that without me getting into it, that has to happen. Yeah. I don't think that I always have to step in because if I step in, escalation is always the escalation. Yeah. Versus like, no, I'm good. My man's right here. I appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Okay. Love that. Wow. So we asked the question, or you asked a question earlier in the car to the Uber driver about how long it took for them to get married. How long do you think it would take you to get or to know if that's the woman for you or not? So
I truly believe that men know that that woman is that wife probably within 5 to maybe 10 seconds of them meeting her. Yes.
That's
we know.
A very short time.
No, we know. Now, if we're going to do it, then like that's a whole other thing. Yeah. But like I can tell women, like for instance, I could tell if you're a wife, I could tell if Kenny's a wife or not. I could tell, like, I can look at a woman and literally like just see if they're a wife or not. And 9 times out of 10, I'm right. Okay. Yeah.
What are the characteristics and traits?
Just the overall posture, aura, and just how women carry themselves, how they necessarily dress. You know what I'm saying? How they speak, how they actually respect men as well. Yeah. You know, how they view men, how they understand that, you know, men should be valued and should be respected, just as how women, of course. But like the respect is obviously different between like us, like, not to make it personal, but like I'll give you an example, just very, very minute because it's very, very important. Like with you, you're very respectful to the point where like, if you ask me a question and then we keep on going back and forth and I don't like get my point across, like you step back and then you let me finish. That is so important in that type of dynamic or whatever when it comes to men and women, because it's like, it's all about respect, you know? So besides the whole, like, okay, like from immediately seeing, like, as far as if a woman is like a wife or not, honestly, me personally, if I definitely see a woman, I'm like, yo, I definitely see her and marrying her. Less than 3 years, probably 2, honestly. Yeah. And also too, we're going to be doing marriage counseling. We do therapy and all that stuff. We're going to have everything laid out. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe in that. Premarital counseling, all of that.
Yeah, it's important.
Yes.
There was a video that I watched with this relationship therapist, and they were explaining how I'm begin to start practicing now that women need to actually wait 30 seconds after a man finishes before saying their piece. And that's because a lot of times you need to give men the space and the room to get everything that he needs to get out, because sometimes he just needs a little bit of time to think.
Yeah. And let's go a little deeper in there. It's I don't even, how can I say this? It's not necessarily about, oh, he's the man, he needs to speak. It's not even about that. Most men don't even have the fucking capacity. That's number one. They don't even have the respect, and they don't even have the room to be able to get their thoughts out fully. So it's like when a woman actually grants them that space, oh my God, you're going to get everything from them as far as like just having their grievances and everything else. It's like, oh, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that I'm talking to this lovely lady right here and she's letting me speak? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's actually giving me the space to like actually like confide and like, you know what I'm saying, get my shit off. Oh my God, yo, I'm giving you everything now. No, for real.
Do you experience a lot as a man when you engage with women that women tend to overtalk you or make their opinions known first?
So, I mean, has that ever happened? Yes. Do I tolerate those women? No.
Okay.
I think that's the best way I can put it. Okay. Like, no. Like, because here's my number one rule, and I think all men needs to really, really uphold this. Like, I will never argue with you. I don't argue with women. Okay. There's nothing to argue about. Mm. We can have a debate. We can have a back and forth, peaceful, cordial, respectful. But if it's going to escalate into an argument, no. Not arguing with you. Okay. I don't have that many female friends, but friends, relationship, marriage, no. I'll give you that space, and then afterwards, once I know that we're getting into an argument, I'm like, all right, Sapphire, seems like you are at a place right now where you're a little bit too emotional, and we're not going to get anywhere with this. Yeah. So you let me know when you're good so we can come back so we can have a sensible conversation. No. I'm not arguing. I'm not yelling, screaming. No. Yeah. Hell no. And I used to do that. I used to argue with women, to be very honest with you.
Where did that
back in the day,
you?
when I first got red-pilled.
Oh, would you say you're still red-pilled?
I'm definitely red-pilled, but I'm more even pill now.
Even pill?
Yeah.
What's that?
Like, I don't have the rage or the anger anymore.
Oh, okay. So you think like straight red pills are like just filled with rage?
Whenever you become red pill, and what people don't understand when it comes to being red pill is like you just understand, you find out the nature of women and you like, yo, fuck this shit. This is crazy. Yeah. So for me, like when I realized that, I'm like, you know what? I won't say I was ever, I never, you're not getting to the point where I hated women. It's not that. It's like, okay, I definitely don't like y'all right now. So this is crazy. But then I had to go through my shit to be like, okay, now I understand how women are. Once you understand the game, you can't hate the player. So now it's like I got like Thanos, stones right now where I know how to operate. Yeah. And that's only gonna like be better as far as like just dealing with women. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we have to be very, very cautious, and we have to be very, very mindful in particular, and just like really mindful to like when we deal with women. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so complex. You know what I'm saying? I just realized that at the end of the day. So you ever read the 4 Agreements? So the 4 Agreements, is like definitely a book. I'll gift that to you. One of the 4 agreements is that you never take anything personally. Even if things are personal towards you, it's actually not. It's probably a reflection of something that happened prior. So if your woman gets mad at you, goes crazy, whatever it is, she is just binded and also trapped in her moment of her emotions and her feelings, not you. Even though you maybe probably pissed her off, or you maybe do something, right? But at times, the emotions, and I'm trying to be respectful here, the emotions and the regulations can actually be able to take over women way too far at times. But then what happens is that men need to become the rock that the woman's emotional waves crashes into to be able to settle those emotional waves. Yeah. And it's going to happen. Like women are going to be emotional. Women are going to fucking shit test you. They're going to, like a woman really likes you, she's going to give you congruence tests. You know what's that?
Explain it.
So it's basically a shit test. It's basically like women would like do things. It's funny, but it's not funny.
Laughing.
No, because like no, for real. And listen, I'm telling you right now, Leo's been married for God knows how long. I know your wife has definitely shit tested you. Listen, I know she has, right? Shit testing and congruence testing is just a test, just to basically test your masculinity, to test to see if you are the man that you say that you are.
Okay. Like getting you mad or something?
It could be, maybe,
so
but like
there's different tests.
Yeah, like basically kind of like testing you to see if you're upholding of you holding or of you being a man of your word.
Okay, so you talk that talk, but can you walk that walk?
Yes.
Facts.
Is there a chink in that armor?
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because women need to understand and they need to feel safe. Be like, you know what? This man right here, he's my boyfriend or whatever it is, or he might like, I gotta see he is the man that he says that he is. So I'm gonna do what not literally. Not sorry, I'm very animated. I'm very animated. Like proverbially, like, yo, I'm gonna hit him in the chest to see what he's all about. I know you've done it.
Yeah.
Then you'll find out to see if he's the man or if he's not the man. Mm-hmm. If he is the man, all right, cool. You know what? I can really submit to him. Or like, you know what? I can definitely follow his lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like women just want to just feel safe.
Yeah.
And just feel that you got it. Especially when you say that you got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What if, all right? I feel like I'm always making this shit personal in this podcast.
Please.
But what if you told me straight up, you're like, yo, listen, I trust you, go handle everything, this and that. Like, I'm following your lead. What if when you asked me about this studio, right? And you're like, okay, I don't know how to get there. And then like, I'll be like, yeah, girl, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I got you, as I said, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like, yo, figure it out.
Nah, damn, that's crazy.
You would never talk to me again. See? Like, so with that being said, like, yes, like you, like at the end of the day, men's words, their word is literally all they have. Fuck the money, fuck the fame, fuck the girls, all that shit. It's your word. And if you do not, I'm sorry, you're not a man if you're not a man of your word. You're a bitch. Like women, there's no such thing as like, oh, a woman of my word. No, absolutely not. Because like, you guys have to protect yourselves as far as like saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if you ever had a man try to talk to you, like, hey, can I take you out? And you're like, okay, I'll let you know. Did you ever let that man know?
Never.
Exactly. As far as with me, if Leo's like, yo, you want to do this and that, it's either I'll tell him no, I'll tell him yes. Women's a little bit different because you don't even know like how the dynamic is and how crazy the dude is, or whatever.
It could be dangerous.
Exactly. Right? Why do you think women give out fake numbers when they get hollered at by men?
Yeah.
Or give out fake Instagrams or whatever, right?
I don't know. I feel like that doesn't work anymore because they'll call you right on the spot.
I feel you. No. But what I'm saying is that like your word of a woman versus the word of a man is two different weights.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So, next question.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
I feel like I'm cooking over here.
Right? Do you believe that men are more forgiving, or are even you more forgiving about the things that shouldn't be ignored in a woman that you're in love with, or that men are in love with?
So if I'm not forgiving,
no. Do you think that men are more forgiving to women that they shouldn't be about things that shouldn't be ignored when you love them? I know a lot of people give passes to people that that they love because they love them so much. But those things shouldn't be ignored. Your friends or your family might tell you, hey, like, you probably need to step back. But you're like, nah, I could deal with this woman because she loves me. But you would never deal with another woman that gave you that same action.
So this is going to get me in trouble again, but it's all good.
It's okay.
So yes, I truly believe that, because I truly believe that men love realistically and women love opportunistically. Like, we actually love y'all for real. We love y'all for who y'all are as human beings. Like, I truly believe that women are incapable of actually loving men just for loving us. So I think that kind of plays into a role for what you're saying.
Okay.
So we do put up with a whole bunch of y'all shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot. I'll say this. There's a lot of arguments. There's a lot of things that we just let by or we just let go because we just don't want to argue with you guys because we know where the rabbit hole is going to go. You know what I'm saying? As far as with women, y'all have to get that shit off as far as like having that type of argument and just getting your peace. You know what I'm saying? But like, and this is not how I truly believe, because if you piss me off, no, we're gonna talk about this sensibly. Like, I'm not suffering in silence for nobody. Not even just women, not for anybody. If I have a problem with you, I'm a very confrontational person in every single level. So it's like, I have a problem with you, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Depending on when we talk about it, then that's a little bit different. But no, we are definitely gonna talk about it. Like, before, I used to just like keep it to myself and like, you know what I'm saying, and not want to like, you know, ruffle any feathers. Nah. Cause like that goes in the whole thing about like happy wife, happy life shit. No. Yeah. Happy man is God's plan.
What about happy spouse, happy house?
That's fun. I guess.
I like that one.
You like that one, right? A little more even, more egalitarian. Yeah. I feel you.
So what happens when you are having, I guess, a more heated debate and a woman is getting out of control? How are you able to calm her down or calm her nerves or even just dead it, the situation?
So see, this is like where us men, we get the short end of the stick all the fun. Absolutely, we have to. Like, for real. Because it's like, we can't really say exactly what we want to say to y'all at that moment.
Maybe you should just
like, yo,
grab her and hug her.
Like, yo, nah, because some women would like that, but most women say, no, do not fucking touch me.
Really?
Some women, yeah. See, we worry about what they respond to, not what they say, right? Yeah, no, I appreciate the Uno reverse. But me personally, I'm just gonna let you get your shit off, and then like just let you get it out. And I'm just gonna try to calm my nerves, or just like try to have that conversation with you as evil as like I'm not gonna match your energy, if that makes sense.
That's good.
Try not to match your energy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think too many times I've seen arguments between a man and a woman where a man will try to overpower the woman still,
Yeah, nah.
and it just never works in anyone's favor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, women are more emotional. You know that. And you have acknowledged that already, but then you still go out of your way to try to.
And that could be a level of a congruence test, where the woman would turn up so much and see where you're gonna turn up, and then when you turn up, you're more like, wait a minute, what am I married? Am I with a bitch? No, for real. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, that's how y'all think. This is how y'all fucking think, yo. It's like, wait a minute, what? Am I dating a woman?
Yeah.
No. Okay. This man right here is as emotional, if not more emotional than me. This may not be the man for me in the long run. Y'all might actually purposely do that shit. Purposely start an argument to see how far y'all can take us.
Okay. Do you think women experience sexism more than men?
Man, sexism. So men experience it or women experience it?
If women experience sexism more than men.
So sexism is what? Sexism is the act of thinking that one sex is more superior than the other. I don't know about that. What I will say is that misandry is way more prevalent than misogyny.
Okay, explain that too.
So misandry is a hatred and a contempt of men. Okay. Misogyny is a hatred and contempt of women. Okay. Misandry is so prevalent. Is like, first of all, it's so prevalent when I even ask people, men or women, hey, do you know what misandry is? They're like, oh, what's that? I never heard that shit before.
But when you say misogyny.
But when I say misogyny, oh yes, I know what misogyny is, right? Yeah, right? It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I just think honestly, especially like the past 4 years, we just wasn't even able to be men. Like we're just constantly policed of how we should be men.
Do you think that has always been a thing, or you think that it's only been a thing through the modern times?
So yeah, I mean, I would say post feminism, post sexual liberation, even post civil rights movement. Yeah, no facts. It's definitely been more prevalent.
Okay.
Like, you know what's crazy? I, as a man, can be dealing with a woman. She can get pregnant. She's not my child because I find out because I do a DNA test, right? But because of the name being on the birth certificate, like my name being on the baby certificate, even if I can prove that it's not my child, I still am responsible of the child?
Yeah, I actually saw a recent documentary where a man owed over $30,000 for child support on a child that wasn't his, just because the woman put his name and didn't know who the real father was. That's crazy.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing that I'm gonna blow your mind too. Do you know that? Man, 10% of children that are born, the father is actually not their fucking father?
No way.
10%, 1 out of 10.
Damn.
Now, the reason why people don't give a fuck about it is because it's from the man's side, right? But let's flip it. What if out of 10 babies that are born, right, all of a sudden, one baby just gets snatched? We will be having an apocalyptic war over here. Yeah. Right? Like, oh my God, somebody's just taking someone's just taking this woman's child. No, but when you flip it, like, hey, by the way, 1 out of 10 kids, it's probably even more than honestly to tell you the truth. Yeah. Because I've heard so many horror stories of like the kid not being the child's father, the father not being the father of the child. If it was flipped the other way around, don't give a fuck.
That's crazy. Do you think women experience sexual capital, or do you think does women's sexual capital give them an advantage over men?
Yeah, absolutely. Sexual capital, that's an interesting phrase.
Yeah, right.
So basically like using their sex appeal to basically make money? Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's I mean, shit, if I was a really good looking girl, I'll probably use it in some certain type of way. Like everybody uses privilege in certain ways. Like you use your beauty as privilege to get certain things, you know what I'm saying? I use my height privilege to get certain things. Because of my height, me being 6'11", like has definitely granted me things and also omitted me things that I didn't have to deal with.
Like, give me an example.
Racism.
Really?
Yeah, no, facts. No,
I feel like...
No, Sapphire, I'm trying to tell you, I've only, and God is my witness, strike me now, I've only had maybe two encounters of racism in my life. And why are you laughing at my pain?
I I was gonna troll you and just say
Well, go ahead. Go. It's your podcast. Go ahead, girl. Hey, Sapphire Achilles. You know what I'm saying? Achilles here podcast. Go right ahead. Chill.
I need my afro
Because you've
to
been
say
low key
this.
hating on me the whole day. That's why. You know what I'm saying? I think we vibing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You've been kind of a hater. So go ahead.
I need my fro to say this because people gonna think I'm really racist out there.
Go ahead. Come on.
I was gonna ask you. So no one's called you a monkey?
No.
No?
No one's ever
That's
called me a
crazy.
monkey.
I feel
No.
like that's like people. Like,
I can remember two, probably one. I can remember the only time, as far as overt racism, that I've experienced.
Okay.
The only
Like
time
what?
I experienced racism when I was in elementary school, it was after school program and we were playing like handball and we had to pick out like two teams and then it was two captains and then like one kid, this is like literally right before I fucking punched him in this shit. He was like, "Oh no, I'm not picking this guy." It's like, "Why are you not picking him?" "Oh no, because he's brown." And after that, I stuck him in this shit.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. But you think height was the thing that got you out of it?
Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
Is it because they were too scared to say it?
Listen, people are literally petrified of me.
Okay.
Like literally afraid.
Makes
Not even just white people.
I
But
feel like
just
I would
everybody.
troll and then run away.
Say what?
I would like troll.
I know. No. I would just capture you and then like, you won't be able to do that shit no more.
I don't know. I'm pretty quick
You
on
are?
my feet,
Okay. Sounds good. But no, for real. Like, yeah, like I've had, first of all, I've had people, like men pay for drinks, and these are heterosexual men, by the way.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've had men pay for dinners for me just because they were just so infatuated with my size and height. Like, oh my God, hey, did you play anything?
I
Yeah, I did play
aspire
ball.
to be like you.
You don't need to because you already got it. I'm pretty sure you have never had anybody lie to me and said that you've never had anybody pay a dinner for you. Lie to me. Exactly. Continue.
I want to be tall like you.
You don't need to be tall like me. You have the pretty
A
privilege.
model, you know,
How tall are you?
like a 5'7".
Yeah, that's boom. Yeah, you need to be like 5'9" for Runaway.
I know.
Fuck. Damn.
It's okay.
No, but height definitely has saved me. Height has definitely gotten into places and also jobs and careers. I mean, I can thank my height for my luxury concierge career that I have. I never had to do an interview at all when I first did like security 2012.
Oh yeah, they were like, "You're
No,
hired."
seriously, boom. And the next day I worked.
Dang.
Yeah. So,
Okay. I can see that.
one of my
as a
one of my
advantage.
biggest clients, he owns one of the biggest I can't say the actual name. He owns one of the biggest VCs in the world. There's only 3 of them. That's the biggest. There's Citadel, BlackRock, and there's one more. He owns one of them. Yeah, I met him and he was asking about my height and I told him what I did and then boom, he's one of my biggest clients. I've known him for almost 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Any other jarring questions you have for me?
No.
One more. Let's do one more.
Okay.
I know we're running over time. It's only 36 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Plus 12. Almost an hour.
Do you have any questions for me?
I'll save that for my podcast.
Okay, fire. No, I'm all out of questions.
I definitely have a lot of sound bites in this episode.
I know, right? I know.
Definitely gonna be some collabs up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, when do you think is the right time for a woman to give up the cookie?
That is a very loaded question. Oh my goodness.
You had to sit up for this one.
No, because it's so loaded because there's been so many times where women have like had one night stands and they've had marriages, like they married the same person. There's been times where the opposite has happened. What I will say is this. I will say that the quicker you have sex, the quicker that a woman has sex, the worse off is it for the woman because that is literally your gateway of your power.
Okay.
Because what happens is when you do give it up, You know what happens? The real game actually starts.
What's the
Guy
real
game is getting the girl. Girl game is keeping and retaining the guy.
Yeah.
And I know you've heard that before. Like for me, like if I have sex with a girl, I need to see if I should keep her, if she's valuable for me to keep her, depending on what she does afterwards. Does she like literally like does she get me some coffee? Does she get me some food afterwards? Does she make up my bed? Like feminine equivalent to the masculine. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want me to treat you differently, you have to act differently, like everybody else.
Would you be with a woman who said that they were waiting for marriage?
No.
No? Okay. Why?
I would be okay. Now, is a girl a virgin?
Yeah.
She is?
Yeah, she's a. Let's start off with the virgin first.
Virgin can like that can make more sense because that's more bargaining chips that you have.
So,
but if you out here, you got fucking bodies and shit. Like
nah,
almost
like not
me.
a lot of bodies.
No, okay.
But what if she was like, nah, like I turned a new leaf. Don't laugh.
You can't unhoe a hoe.
Okay, but just because you are not a virgin doesn't mean you're a hoe.
I know that, but I never understood that.
What? Understood what? So you don't feel like there's any redemption there? Like once you sleep with someone, like you cannot wait. Like no man will wait for you.
I wouldn't. But now we're having two different conversations.
Okay.
Let's stick to the topic. So, is it? I gotta really like and fuck with you for me to like wait for marriage. For real. Because if that's the case, then we just go to the fucking courtroom right now. What's up?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
I mean, you said it only takes like 3 to 10 seconds.
I'm trying to tell you. For real.
So would you do that? If a woman was like, yeah, I would definitely get married.
Yeah, I would.
Even if she wasn't a virgin.
Yeah, if she wasn't a virgin or whatever, that's fine. But I think it's very interesting. Because here's the thing, okay? Y'all can't have it all. I'm sorry. Like, y'all can't have all the fucking power.
Why?
No, you can't. Because you can't you cannot be the person to grant access to sex and then also marriage.
Yeah.
Because that's low key also granting access to marriage as well too. Because I have to have sex with you in order for me to marry. No. I am the one that fucking picks you. He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. But then you also have to be a good thing for you to be found. But what I'm saying is that it's like that don't make no fucking sense. Because that's the thing too. Like, why do y'all do that? Why do some women do that? Because that does not mean anything at all.
Waiting?
Holding the friggin', you know what I mean? The cookies and the goods before marriage.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Because that can actually leave you more single than not.
Yeah, I think majority of, or the main purpose, if a woman does make that decision, is solely because of their religion.
Okay, I can respect that.
Religion or converting.
But then now you need to be equally yoked within like your religion.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why a lot of men might not be willing to wait because they don't understand.
So what I'm saying is this: is that the women that can do that should be the women that have the least amount of body counts, that has the least amount of men in their life, and all that shit. We are literally talking about women out here that are fucking like 40, 45 with dozens of bodies talking about how like, oh, my cookies are worth the wait.
3 year period.
Yeah. And then also too, here's another thing too, is like you also have kids on top of that and you talking about fucking waiting for marriage. You can kiss my ass. No, you can kiss my ass. Because you mean to tell me that like you literally gave the greatest gift that you can give it to a man and you already did that.
Yeah.
Like your womb is already fucking sold. But you want to be like a revert. You want to like be a rebirth friggin' virgin. Fuck out of here.
You know, people try to do that now.
That is fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you.
People try to have leverage when they know damn well they don't even have a freaking step to actually have the leverage on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna paint me as a misogynist. They're gonna paint me, oh, he must hate women. Oh, why don't you date men? Like, yo, listen. Go fuck yourself. Like, for real. Like, no, for real. Like, nah. I'm speaking real game. Because I'm trying to tell you, here's another thing. The men that you truly, truly want, the men that you truly, truly desire and also want, does not want to hear that.
That I'm gonna make you wait.
Is that a personal reference?
What do you mean? No, like, do like men not want to hear a woman say that?
The men that you truly want do not want to hear that.
For real?
I wholeheartedly believe that. They're like, oh yeah, no, the right man can also wait for me. Nah. Because you know why? Because most of y'all want 10% of the men. And 10% of the men are literally fucking 80% of the women.
Yeah.
So if 10% of what y'all want, those high value, high earners and those high caliber men are fucking all of the women, do you really think they didn't want to hear that? They're gonna be like, okay, cool, peace. Going on to the next one.
Yeah. I feel like that's why a lot of if you truly believe that you're a high value woman, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this, but I think that when it comes to like the character and all that, and knowing the thing about the 10% man, I think it's really deciphering the difference between a high value man of status and success and a man of high value characteristics.
Okay.
I think those are very separate things. I think that top 10% of the men are completely separate from the other side.
You know, I think is actually like the true definition of a high value woman. A woman that truly knows the type of man that they can actually attract.
Okay.
Like,
is that
average women do not want average men.
Yeah.
So the average women out here that knows that they can't get the fucking high value man, they can get whatever they can get. That is a truly high value woman because she knows her place.
Right. So do you think that would be based off of men that she's attracted or men that have tried to keep her? Because if I said this celebrity hit me up, I can attract this man, versus this man tried to propose to me. That's different attractions.
Well, one just wants to hit, another one wants actually want to be with you.
Well, I mean, both could want to be with you. When it comes to like attraction, when it comes to keeping somebody, right?
Okay.
Those are two different types of attractions.
Okay.
So,
well, there's two different types of like pulls. There's attraction. There's also arousal.
Okay. Like lustful versus
basically
love.
like what are women aroused by? Like I can be attracted, pause. I can be attracted to another man. Like, yo, this dude looks good. I'm not aroused by him. I'm not sexually aroused by him.
Wait, what?
Yeah. There is a difference. Now, see, I fuck people up when I talk about this. There's a difference between arousal and also attraction. I can be attracted to another dude. Like, yo, like, you got that shit on. Yo, you look good. But do I want to have sex with him? No. I know it sounds gay, but I'm just.
Do you feel like that?
I can.
He's like, hell nah.
I do agree that as a man, I can find other men attractive.
Okay.
I think Tom Brady is a good-looking dude.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to sleep with him.
Exactly. That's arousal. You're not aroused by him.
But I do think he's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. I think women do the same thing.
Oh yeah, no. First of all,
women.
First of all, y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all want. That's number one. Y'all don't even know what y'all even aroused by. It's actually a statistically proven study.
For real?
Yes. I believe it was like the University of, I think it's Chicago. So they did a study, right, where they took a bunch of men and took a bunch of women, right? Yeah. They took stems, like the electric stems to get responses. They put it on men's genitalia and also females' genitalia, right? What they did was they put them up and then they showed one by one videos of all types of like sex, all types of like crazy shit. Heterosexual, homosexual, bestiality, pedophilia, everything. They showed everything, right? The men, their responses from the genitalia as far as like what they were aroused by, they knew exactly what they were aroused by. Yeah. When they did the women, it was just across the board. They had no fucking clue. No, I'm so serious. This whole thing about like what we don't know what women want is so fucking true.
Yeah.
Cause your arousal is so much on the spectrum. It's crazy.
You think that's a bad or good thing?
I think that's a fucking terrible thing. I think actually, I'll tell you this. I think that is a terrible thing, and that's more nurture versus nature. It's a little bit of nature because women can be a little bit more susceptible to the objectivity of being aroused by maybe women as well as men.
Yeah.
Like you guys can dance with women and all that shit and it'll be fine. But I think because of like social media and everything else too, and just like the availability of everything, yeah, I think that made that study a lot worse than what it should be.
Speaking of nature, I saw one of your podcasts earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Or a clip at least.
Okay.
And I saw that you were into polygamous relationships.
No, wait, see. Here we go. Listen, let me be very clear, because y'all be misinterpreting shit, okay? I said that I will consider it. Mm-hmm. There's a difference.
What would you prefer, though?
I can be monogamous. I can definitely be
No. That's not what I asked. What would you prefer?
What I prefer?
Uh-huh. If nobody listen, we listen, we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge, right? Like I said, because I am open to both of them, okay? But it's equal. It really is.
It can't be 50-50.
Why not? Why can't it be?
What? So you don't have a preference? Completely neutral.
Okay, this is what I'll say. I have my preference is me being open and me being safe enough to express whatever I need to express to my partner, to my wife.
Okay.
That's what I would say. If I'm in a monogamous relationship and we rocking and I tell her, I'm like, hey, listen, this is kind of happening right now. I kind of want to maybe see like another woman because I want to get like another taste or whatever. I need to be able to be safe in order for me to tell you that.
Okay. Can you still be safe with her still saying absolutely not?
Why is it absolutely not? It's a conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a conversation.
Okay.
It's a conversation. Listen,
okay.
I'm trying to tell you this right now. Cause listen, okay, look, here's the thing, okay? Let me.
I love this stuff.
Okay, look, here's the thing, okay? These niggas gonna cheat regardless.
Wait. You're saying every man's gonna cheat regardless.
So I do believe that every single man on earth is naturally promiscuous.
No, that's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's natural. No. So listen, this is what I would say, okay? If you take 100 men and you lock them up in a damn closet, right? And every single man is being proposed to this scenario. Hey man, just want to let you know, you're going to be a good husband. You're going to be a good father. You're going to have a bunch of kids. You're going to be very, very respected in all society. Everyone's going to fuck with you. Everyone's going to love you. But then you'll also be able to have women on the side and not be judged. I'm trying to tell you, 99.99% of those men in this closet will fucking take it.
I agree.
So my point exactly.
I agree.
So it's like, for me, why I don't really work from a place of defense, but more offense. Because women, what's so funny? You're like, yeah, huh? Oh, you don't get it? No. So okay. So the audience said that they don't understand. Like, okay. I come from a place of offense, not defense. Okay. Defense is like, okay, what I mean is getting in front of the situation. Other than, you know what I'm saying? Getting in front of the situation and tackling head on and having a conversation about it early.
Okay. But
rather than just like trying to hide. Defense is like hiding. I'm going to get like a second phone and like I'm going to lie to my wife and everything else too, have a double life. No, if you know what I'm saying? Like, and Leo, don't take it. Okay, good. When I say this, okay? If you cheat and you do not fucking be honest with your wife, you are a bitch ass nigga. Mm-hmm. That's just my personal opinion. Okay.
So say like you guys in the predicament, I'm going to take the place of like, you know, the wife that you're talking about. Hypothetically, we agreed that we're going to be monogamous, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're coming to me and trying to switch it, but that's not what we first agreed on.
But that's not switching. This is being honest as far as like how I feel about the situation. So I can't have a conversation with you about it?
No,
you want me to just cheat behind your back?
No, please no.
Exactly.
Okay. But whether or not we have a conversation or not, does that conversation matter if I say no and you still do it?
No, that's disrespectful.
Okay. So
no, we have to have an agreement upon it.
Okay, so if I say absolutely not, then it's a no.
It'll be a no, yeah. But for you to say absolutely not, that's kind of crazy. You're not understanding and hearing my feelings.
Okay, so
Sapphire.
if I say, baby, I hear you and I understand you, but that's not the way we're gonna go.
Oh man. I mean, I'm gonna have to respect it, yeah, because you're my wife. I get that. But what I'm saying is that I truly believe that women just need to understand how men operate.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get way more out of your relationship and your marriage by just understanding.
Yeah.
If I have to understand you, there's different ways of me to understand you versus you understanding me differently as well. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to probably put up with that I don't fucking like. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, women cheat far more than men.
But we're not pointing the finger.
No, we're not pointing the finger. No. What I'm saying is that, like, there's different levels of cheating. Me, I'm just physically probably one night or whatever. That's it. If the chick gets hit by a freaking bus, I don't give a fuck about her.
Damn.
You're my wife. No, I'm letting you know how men think.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, I think women, they look at it from a lens, obviously from a woman, is like, yo, what? First of all, like, how could you ever even, like, stick your dick into somebody else's fucking vagina, like, when it's not mine? Like, how dare you do that? Is like, this is a covenant and a chastity that we, you know what I mean? I'm giving you my body.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different as far as with men. And this is literally how men think. Whereas, like, I can literally love you and protect you and give you all the 7 kids that you want. That you want, Sapphire, right? And give you the land and everything else too. And I can still fuck that bitch.
I understand.
I'm just letting you know.
I hear you.
And not give a fuck about her.
Yeah.
If anything happens to her, because she's not the queen.
Yeah.
She will never get the fucking crown of the castle. You have it.
Until that woman loses appreciation in all of this, right?
Who loses appreciation?
Like, until the woman stops giving that appreciation and respect to you. Because once she starts acting up, I feel like, well, would you feel like you would think about giving that crown to somebody else?
No, we're going to have a conversation on it. So for me, like, if I get married to you, they ain't no redos. That's number one.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't believe in divorce.
Me neither.
If I pick you to be my wife, this is it. For sicker or for worse, for better or for poorer, richer for poorer.
Infidelity is one of the excuses?
Excuse me?
You think infidelity is an excuse?
I feel like infidelity that's attached with dishonesty is. Because I know other women too that be on some shit like, hey, you can do what you want, but no outside babies, no STDs. Don't fucking embarrass me in public. Protect the brand. And do what you need to do. I personally think that most men, it's not that the fact that you actually want to do the action, they actually want to be able to have the option to. Because there's something about just being able to, like, still kind of pull different women and also, like, kind of like go to strip clubs and, like,
it feels
like ego. It feels the male ego. It really is. I as a man who deals and also hosts and takes care of a lot of wealthy men in these type of particulars, is that and these are like married men, like, they don't necessarily do the act of, like, fucking these girls. They just want to be around it just to feel a certain way. And then they go back to their wives.
Like, spend their resources and stuff, though, yeah? I feel like that's...
No, so here's the thing, too. This is what I truly believe. I think you have a serious problem, not if a man actually fucks another girl, but if the man actually spends the resources on another girl. Now, my friend, you have an issue. Yeah. Because now those resources and those funds and that money is being spent on another girl. Yeah. Now, my queen, you have a problem. See, physicality, all that shit, fucking all that, that's one done, cool. But, like, spending on other chicks, no. Out of bounds.
You know, sometimes I think from a woman's perspective, it is very interesting learning the different dynamics of, you know, the difference between how a man and a woman's mind operates.
Oh, and then also too, the what I'm talking about is for how men are and how men operate. I'm not saying that because you are a man, you have to operate like that. Number one, there's only a certain level and a percentage of men that even have the audacity and also the capabilities to even do that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which is literally 5 to maybe 7% of the Earth's population.
Yeah.
The rest of them, first of all, you can't even keep a job. like with your broke ass. Like you can't even. Nah, you can't even take your fucking girlfriend to fucking Chili's on $10 meals. You talk about having sex with other women?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You don't even. You making minimum wage and you talking about you want to even be with a woman that be with one girl? No. Get your ass to the fucking workforce and work fucking 6, 70, 80 hours a week and make your fucking money. Like you can't be, like I've always said this, like you can't be proud and broke at the same time. You like, Leo, for real, you can't. Like you can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't be proud and broke at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, nah, my nigga. Like you want this woman? Okay, great. Well, you need to do what you need to do in order for you to even attain that. You talking about fucking other girl? Like, what? We're like, you out here friggin' getting money from friggin' FAFSA? Like, no.
Yeah. So,
that's where the accountability of the man's part comes through. And this is where I hold men accountable.
But shouldn't you hold men accountable even if they do make, because I don't believe money should be a factor for that open infidelity or having other women as options. So I guess to redirect my question, would you say that men's status and success give them leeway for more women?
Absolutely, because very sorry, like that's what makes y'all aroused by us.
Do you
not necessarily the money, but the opportunity that the money can actually give y'all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But having another woman in that relationship is not like an opportunity.
No, but here's the thing: you talking about relationship.
Yeah.
Another woman with, like, you talking about two women.
No,
Oh, okay.
like
I got you.
Like another woman enters it by become like going in between the marriage.
No. I feel so. All I'm saying is this, all right? And I know we're kind of running by, but if everything is good, like you personally, you got your 7 kids, you got your land, you got literally everything that you want. The man is providing for you, protecting for you. Your kids are homeschooled and everything. Mostly protecting you, doing everything he needs to do, and you gonna burn all that shit down for a little dick suck? See, you are, and I think that's crazy. No, and because you didn't say anything. I think that's fucking wild. No, for real. I think that is crazy.
Yeah.
One night stand, that a literal act of like 5 to 7, maybe even 10 minutes, give or take. You gonna burn down you gonna burn down Rome for that?
I'm not gonna burn it. I won't burn it.
You're not gonna burn down Rome.
Burn it. Not burn, not that method, but you know.
All I'm saying is that man is literally doing everything in the box, and he's a great man, and he still has somebody on the side that he does that for 10 minutes, and then he does that, and then you gonna burn Rome, you gonna fucking divorce him, and then you're going to be with another man that's probably not going to be as the caliber as him, and he's still going to cheat on you.
And I really do believe that is kind of what I was talking to Leo about when it comes to one of my biggest fears. Just being with a man. Because, okay, I'm going to ask this question. You're going to say a yes or no answer, then I'm going to follow it.
I got it.
Do you believe that cheating, polygamy, or just being with multiple women isn't a man's nature?
Yes.
I will say this. Sinning is also in our nature.
Yes.
I think that's what it is. So I think choosing a man of discipline and of self-control is very important.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. And so I think that especially if we build together, if we create together, I think that when it comes to that, there should be no excuse for a woman, because the Bible gives you 2 options for divorce: infidelity or death. And if infidelity is one of them, that's, I think
we're on the
that's
same
reasonable
page when it comes to
justice.
infidelity. I don't believe in infidelity.
Yeah. When it comes to like being dishonest.
Yes. I don't believe in infidelity. Infidelity, you a bitch ass nigga if you cheat on your woman. But you're a bitch ass nigga if you cheat on your woman and if you're not honest with her.
Yeah.
If you do it behind her back. Which cheating is doing it behind your back.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, yeah, as much as I wouldn't like to admit it, there are so many, like even David, he was a man after God's own heart and he had, multiple women. There are things like that.
There's other things to worry about other than a man just having a one little fling. I'm sorry, Sapphire. I'm just keeping it real with you. It's like, no, I'll be honest with you. As a man, that I think it's way worse for a woman to cheat than it is for a man. If I was in your shoes, I wouldn't know. I would not burn down Rome for that shit. No, because I understand my place. If I was a girl, like I would understand the place as a queen. Straight the fuck up. Mm-hmm. And I would actually tell my daughter the same shit.
Damn.
Yes, I would. Absolutely.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. Sounds absolutely crazy.
Absolutely
but it's not
bonkers. Bonkers.
If men are naturally promiscuous and they're going to do it anyway, right? And that man that my daughter's with is literally checking off every single box, I'll have a conversation with him like, yo, listen, I understand that you're hurt. I understand this and that, but is it worth it? Is it worth it to burn down Rome and try to get somebody else to replace him? That's probably even lesser value. That's probably going to do the same shit. I'm sorry, it's probably not.
Would you think that this is the same circumstance when it comes to marriage and just and relationship before marriage? Do you think that a man can still do this before marriage, and you will still have that talk with your daughter?
Marriage is a little bit different.
I believe so too.
Marriage is a little bit different.
I do think that I can only say I wouldn't tolerate it because I'm not in that stance right now. That's the realest answer I could give you. Because when I have kids and when I have, everything settled down with a man, it would be so hard for me to, because I know that another man is going to look at me just how you were saying. You look at single moms and be like, yeah, your value is diminished. And knowing that and self-analyzing that, I could see why women would stay. But since I don't have kids and I'm not in marriage, if someone did that before marriage, like, you're done, you're cooked.
I'm gonna be also honest too. I do think that it is completely haram and when women actually cheat. I think it's way worse. However, if my woman cheats in the marriage, I probably won't leave her. I probably won't. I'll try to work it out. Hurt like hell, but like I don't. Nah. Like, how like a lot of men, most men are like, nah, my woman cheats off with her head, which I do believe in that sentiment. But like, I don't know how I will react when I'm in the marriage.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking logically, I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to just completely just destroy my fucking empire.
Yeah.
Just off of that one act. We're going to go through some shit and she going to go through hell as well too. But we're going to go through hell together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
But since women cheat more emotionally, I feel like it wouldn't just be a one thing. Like, you'll probably find out after you've done it a couple
it probably
times.
won't just be a one thing, but the events that lead up to it that makes it more diabolical. It's the MySpace messages that you get from homeboy from freaking 5 years ago. Yeah. Like, hey, Sapphire, how you doing? How's your marriage going? Yeah, it's going good. We just had our kid, this and that, But, some things be happening. Oh, what do you mean some things be happening? Yeah. Oh, it's like, Marvel, he be working a lot and, doing like 100 hours a week. And I just can't really understand why he works so much. I know he makes a lot of money as it is, but he's always going after it. Oh, no, Marvel is actually a really hard-working entrepreneur. I get that. But you know what? Listen, like, honestly, like, we've always been cool. How about this? Like, I'll hit you up next week to see how you're doing. That's when it fucking starts. Then next week, I'm trying to tell you, the next week, he hits you up again and be like, oh, yeah, so how's everything? This, that. Oh, I just got into an argument with Marvel and, about like a third kid. Thoroughly. No, for real. Like, it's like, yeah. And like, he just doesn't really understand like where I'm coming from and how I'm feeling and how Marvel Jr. is like, you know, how I really think that we need to do this and that. And I was like, oh no, you know what, Sapphire, I don't understand. Like, you know, like you just seem like such a great person and you seem like a great wife from the outside looking in. Why would you put up with that? Yeah. Then you start answering back, and then it goes from that to coffee dates. Then it goes, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, oh yeah, you know, we should probably just link up just for a casual this and that. It'll be good to really see you. Oh, I don't really know. I don't know if Marvel will like that. Then we get into another argument. Then you go back to the MySpace messages. Hey, what are you doing on Friday? I actually have some time between like 3 to 4 before I pick up the kids. You know what? Yeah, it'll be good. Let's just go to, you know, Cafe Novella and chat. Then you start talking to the man, and it's that, and it just starts building, up to the point. Then, you know, you start sucking his dick.
Okay, one more question before
I'm just saying, listen, it's diabolical because of the steps that happen. Us?
Yeah, you play this out thoroughly.
Of us is like me, see if I did cheat, me is straight up like, oh, girl's bad as fuck, she got fat ass, let's go to freaking one hotel, run it up, have sex, and I won't ever see you again.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
I'm a good storyteller, right? Am I a good storyteller? All right, one more question so we can wrap up.
Okay. One more question. Fuck, what was the question? No, I forgot the question.
Okay.
It's okay.
Let's wrap it up.
Next time. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning into the Achilles Heel Pod with Sapphire Achilles, your host and wonderful guest.
Appreciate you having me. Marvel Bishop here, Luxury Concierge host, the ace of all trades, the walking icebreaker. Thank you so much for Miss Sapphire for bringing me on her pod. Had a crazy ass conversation. I probably will be canceled at least 3 times during this shit, but I don't care because y'all definitely need this work.
Yes.
So.
And we will tune in with you later. See you guys next time.
Wow.
You guys need to do this podcast again in about 5 years after both of you are married.
I know, literally.
To really compare
That's a fact.
the conversation
That's
that
a
you guys
fact.
just had to 5 years from now to see if anything changed.
Yeah, I would actually love that. That would be so cool.